Mosque attacks rises. A 50th victim found in the carnage as investigators pour through the crime scene, the country in mourning as we learn more about those who lost their lives and the survival stories. Plus, the hero who stepped in, how he confronted the gunman.
And they're off. The latest Democrat throwing her hat into the presidential ring this morning as Beto O'Rourke makes a promise in a key battleground state. And Joe Biden's slip-up. Did he reveal a little too much?
Shooting arrest, the man now charged with killing a reputed mob boss outside of his home. The clues that led to his arrest and why the killing may not have been mob-related after all.
Historic floods from Wisconsin to Nebraska.
There goes the Mormon Canal Bridge right there. It just washed out.
Roads washed away, this dam destroyed. Towns left isolated, forcing helicopter rescues. Destructive ice flows on the move. Our weather team with what's still ahead.
And Selection Sunday. Let the madness begin. Preparing for the pairings. Who will go all the way this year and who could lead the way? ESPN's Maria Taylor breaks it all down.
Live from ABC News in New York, this is Good Morning America.
Good morning, America. Let's get right to our top story, the latest developments in New Zealand after the mosque massacres.
Here's what we know so far as we come on the air. The death toll has risen by 1. There are now 50 dead after the shootings during Friday prayers. Officials are starting to release the bodies of the victims to the families, and we are now learning more about the lives cut short.
Also this morning, lawmakers in New Zealand are about to meet to discuss tightening gun laws in that country. For more on all of this, let's go straight to ABC's Will Carr, who's right there in Christchurch, New Zealand. Will, good morning to you.
Good morning, Dan. New Zealand is one of the safest countries in the world, so safe that many police officers don't even carry guns. But that all changed on Friday after one of the darkest days in this country's history. This morning, the death toll rising after the worst mass shooting in New Zealand history.
Family friends that we've known for 19 years dead. People who were there for my engagement dead.
Overnight, we're learning about the toddler saved by his father inside the Linwood Mosque. The toddler's mother, an American, posting, "My husband shielded our son during the attack. Both father and son injured, both expected to survive."
Hug your family, hug your friends, because you just don't know when you might not see them again.
Authorities say this is the man who pulled the trigger and attacked 2 mosques in Christchurch. His face blurred because of a court order.
That trauma was haunting me. I couldn't sleep the whole night. I think we have greatly, immensely underestimated the power of hate.
We're also learning new details about the moments leading up to that horrific attack. The Prime Minister revealing that she and more than 30 others received the suspect's hate-filled manifesto.
That was mailed out 9 minutes before the attack took place. It did not include a location. It did not include specific details.
The suspected killer leaving behind a massive crime scene. Authorities here are combing the area. They are going inch by inch looking for evidence. It is a painstaking process. The trail of death and destruction could have been greater if Abdulaziz had not stepped in. Aziz describes the shooter dropping one of his guns.
That shotgun I had in my hands, I threw like an arrow on him, and he just swear to me and just took off.
The gunman, a self-described racist who hates immigrants, taken into custody 36 minutes after he first unloaded, killing dozens, including this 3-year-old boy. For the first time, we're hearing from the suspect's family.
It's just so much for everything to take in that somebody in our family would do anything like this.
How does your community start to heal?
By coming together. The victim of this attack was our whole community, not just the Muslim community.
A show of support for a country known for peace, now shattered by violence. 3 other people were initially arrested. We've learned that they had nothing to do with the shooting. Another man has been arrested for sharing that horrific video of the online stream of the attack. And as for the gunman, he's facing 1 murder charge. You can expect that number to jump exponentially in the coming days. Eva.
Will Carr in New Zealand, thank you.
And just awful details in that story. We do want to turn now to the deadly and historic flooding in the Midwest.
At least 2 people dead there, 2 others missing as the water reaches record levels. For the latest, let's go straight to Sam, who's in for Rob this weekend. Sam, good morning.
Hey, Dan. And this isn't the kind of gentle standing floodwater that we see pictures of often in river flooding. This is water with the kind of power to do that. That's a dam. So this water hit that dam, destroyed it, and was even powerful enough to cut around it. It's the kind of floodwater that's taking away roads, bridges, buildings, anything in its path.
This morning from Nebraska to Wisconsin, historic river flooding from rapid snowmelt and ice jams, leaving at least 2 dead and 2 missing. In Nebraska, the destruction widespread. Roadways completely crumbled. Take a look at this highway cracked in half with floodwaters rushing right through it. The force of the water so strong it took out the Spencer Dam, causing an 11-foot wall of water to devastate 3 surrounding counties. This cafe in Niobrara destroyed after raging waters wiped it out, leaving debris and chunks of concrete scattered everywhere. Neighborhoods in peril after water rushing in, the National Guard using helicopters to rescue people trapped on their roofs. And rivers cresting at historic levels. In Waterloo, the Elkhorn River breaking its 1962 record, swelling over 17 feet in just 5 days. Now, take a look at this, a flowing river of ice and debris. Some towns completely isolated because of the flooding and washed away roads. Watch as this trapped resident captured on video rushing water surrounding their home in Waterloo. Officials warning residents that bridge structures are unsafe to travel on even after the water recedes.
And unfortunately, this is the kind of flooding that stays in place for a while as well. So the Missouri River in eastern Nebraska, we've got the warnings up in red here. So look at that large chunk of red. That stays in record flood into the middle of the week, and then track that down to the south as all the water moves. St. Joseph, Missouri, which is a little north of Kansas City there, we get into major flood by Wednesday. So it's slow-moving water that tends to stay as well. Eva?
All right, thanks, Sam. Well, this morning we have a new entry in the race for president. New York Senator Kirsten Gillibrand announcing her candidacy, while other candidates this weekend fanned out across a half-dozen states, and the undeclared Joe Biden making a major appearance.
That's right. The former vice president speaking at a Democratic Party dinner in his home state of Delaware, and maybe inadvertently revealing his intentions. ABC's Tara Palmieri has more from the White House. Tara, good morning.
Good morning, Whit. It's a growing field with over a dozen candidates, but all eyes are still on Joe Biden, who is slow-walking his decision. But his pal, Senator Chris Coons, said he's all but certain that he'll run. This morning, New York Senator Kirsten Gillibrand officially joined the crowded field of 2020 hopefuls, taking direct aim at President Trump in a campaign launch video titled "Brave Wins."
Brave doesn't spread hate.
Falsehood.
Cloud truth.
A lot of it's a hoax.
Build a wall. That's why I'm running for president. And it's why I'm asking you for your support.
Later this week, she'll hold a rally outside of the Trump International Hotel in New York City. In this recent Des Moines Register CNN poll that surveyed Iowa Democratic caucus goers, not a single respondent named her as a first choice. But in that same poll, Joe Biden, who has yet to announce his candidacy, is leading the pack. Overnight, Biden teasing his decision at a fundraiser in Delaware.
I'm told I get criticized by the New Left. I have the most progressive record of anybody running for the if anybody who would run. I didn't mean it.
And calling out President Trump with a message of unity.
Everybody knows who he is. They got to be clear of who we are. And we Democrats, we choose hope over fear.
Beto O'Rourke, after joining the caravan of Democratic candidates on Thursday, hitting the campaign trail in Iowa. Just days into the race, and he's already apologizing. First for a joke that he only sometimes helps his wife raise their children.
I'll be much more thoughtful going forward in the way that I talk about our marriage.
And then addressing a new report in Reuters, detailing his involvement in one of the U.S.'s earliest hacking groups and a disturbing murder fantasy he wrote as a teen.
I'm mortified to read it now, incredibly embarrassed. But I have to take ownership of my words and understand the way that they make people feel when they read them now.
It's still early in the game, but these Democratic candidates are already discussing their options for vice president. Senator Cory Booker said that if he has it his way, he'll choose a woman. And Beto O'Rourke, when pressed, said it would be difficult not to. Dan?
All right. Well, it's still very early. They may be getting ahead of themselves. Thank you, Tara Palmieri. We appreciate it. Let's bring in our chief anchor, George Stephanopoulos, who's going to be hosting this week.
Never too early.
Never too early? No. That's your rule? All right. Okay. We'll take you up on that. So what do you make of Joe Biden's slip of the tongue there? Is this guy all but in?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, listen, he could walk up to the line again and say, no, I'm not going to run. But he's been talking to potential financial supporters, been talking to potential staff. All signs are now that he wants to get into this race, and he comes in with a lot of advantages. He's widely liked across the Democratic Party. What Democrats are looking for most this time around is someone they think can beat Donald Trump. He scores high on that as well. But, you know, you just saw the slip of the tongue, one of his liabilities. Even setting that one aside, not too serious, but he has had trouble in the past making gaffes out on the campaign trail. Also, he is running in an environment where a lot of the energy on the Democratic side is with those who are far more left-wing than Joe Biden has been. The question is, even if he's a strong candidate against Donald Trump in the general election, can he get through the primaries?
That's the really tricky dynamic. Let me ask you about Beto O'Rourke. We saw in Tara's piece. He's doing a lot of apologizing these days, and he's just into the race. How do you think things are going in these early days?
His strengths and weaknesses go together. You know, one of the things that everyone likes about Beto is that he's spontaneous, casual, relatable. It worked for him, even though he didn't win against Ted Cruz when he ran for Senate back last year. But he's also learning that with a presidential race, you get a lot more scrutiny. So these are the growing pains of a presidential campaign. We'll see how he handles it over time.
I know on the show this morning, on This Week This Morning, you're going to be talking about the New Zealand attacks and the rise of white supremacist extremism and violence. Is enough being done on this front? Are officials taking this seriously?
Well, that's one of the big questions I want to ask this morning. I'm bringing in two former Homeland Security officials, Jay Johnson, who was Homeland Security Secretary for President Obama, Tom Bossert, who was the advisor on Homeland Security for President Trump, because we now have seen that, in fact, here in the United States, there have been three times more deaths by white supremacist extremism than by Islamic extremism in the last years. The question is, are we doing enough to stop it? Can we control it? How do you deal with the fact that this is being weaponized over social media? Big questions for all of us.
George, thank you very much. Your show on Sunday mornings is one of my favorite parts of the weekend.
Thank you, sir.
Always a pleasure to see you. And I want to remind everybody, George has a big show this morning. As he said, in the aftermath of the New Zealand attacks, he's going to speak with the top Homeland Security officials for Presidents Obama and Trump, Jay Johnson and Tom Bossert, plus the Powerhouse Roundtable takes on the latest in the 2020 race. It's all coming up on This Week. Thanks again, George. I'll see you later.
Another story we're following this morning, a U.S. Navy veteran that has been detained in Iran since July has been sentenced to 10 years in prison there, according to his lawyer. The case against Michael White is unclear. He is the first American known to be imprisoned in Iran since President Trump took office, which could potentially add friction to the already tense relationship between the U.S. and Iran. White's mother says her son went to Iran to visit a woman.
We're going to turn now to the new details coming out this morning on that killing of a reputed mob boss here in New York City. He was gunned down right outside of his home.
A suspect is in custody, and we're learning about a possible motive. ABC's Kenneth Moten has more. Good morning to you, Kenneth.
Good morning, Eva. Police here in New York did some fast work on this one. We can tell you that investigators say the suspect, Anthony Camello, has lawyered up, but sources tell us it looks like the first murder of a reputed New York mob boss in more than 30 years may have been over a personal dispute.
This morning, a Staten Island man is in a New Jersey jail, suspected of taking out alleged mobster Francesco Frankie Boy Cali.
While we believe we have the shooter in custody for this incident, the investigation is far, at this point, from over.
New York City police say 24-year-old Anthony Camello will be charged in the execution-style shooting death of Cali.
Confirm male shot. They're going to bus, get a helicopter, ASAP. Get a rush on the bus.
It appears the suspected mafia hit may not be related to the mob at all. Sources tell ABC News NYPD investigators believe Camello had been dating a female relative of Cali's when the reputed boss of the Gambino crime family told him to stop seeing her.
Everything is on the table at this point.
Cali inside his Staten Island home Wednesday night. Investigators say the shooter crashed into Cali's parked SUV. The two men were spotted on grainy surveillance video, according to sources, talking, even shaking hands. Police say Camello opened fire, hitting Cali 10 times before speeding off in a blue truck.
And there's a blue pickup truck that's in the area.
NYPD detectives worked fast, pulling fingerprints from Cali's blood-stained vehicle. They say they tracked down Camello in his blue truck in Brick, New Jersey, where he was taken into custody. Police say they are now working to prevent any potential retaliation.
We are well aware of Mr. Calley's past. That will be a part of this investigation as we determine what was the motive for the incident.
Police say they have not recovered the gun used in the crime. Camelo will be extradited from New Jersey to New York, where he will face a murder charge. So a lot of twists and turns in this one, guys, in just a couple of days.
And you mentioned in the piece there, retribution, a big concern among law enforcement.
It is, and so they're making sure to take every step they can to prevent that.
All right, thanks, Kenneth. Well, a Metro police officer was injured in Nashville when a huge gathering of bikers took over one of the busiest downtown streets Saturday afternoon. Police estimate that more than 100 people riding dirt bikes, motorcycles, ATVs, and UTVs participated. Now, police trying to stop the drivers. One officer almost hit and another falling off of his motorcycle. Sergeant John Bork was injured when he was dragged by a four-wheeler, but he is expected to be okay.
Investigators are now learning more about the last moments of the Ethiopian Airlines flight that went down on Sunday. From the recovered black boxes, that crash killing 157 people on board. The cockpit voice recorder has now been successfully downloaded. Experts analyzing the data, searching for clues on what brought the jet down. A grieving family is holding a memorial, given bags with the charred earth from the crash site to bury.
Well, now to that urgent manhunt in North Carolina. A husband wanted in the killing of his wife.
After questioning by police, he disappeared. ABC's Ariel Reshef is here with more. Ariel, good morning.
Good morning to you guys. Police say Lynn Keel was the last person to see his wife Diana alive. Authorities now searching for answers in her murder as they're examining the death of his first wife more than a decade ago.
This morning, the manhunt intensifying for the North Carolina husband. Authorities say killed his wife in cold blood, then took off.
There's a killer on the loose, and we're doing everything we can.
57-year-old Lynn Keel, last seen Thursday, now considered armed and dangerous. Questioned by police, then released the day Diana Keel's body was discovered in a heavily wooded area 30 miles from their home.
Do you believe your wife is okay?
The 38-year-old emergency room nurse and mother of two reported missing by her daughter on March 9th. Friends and family mourning the sudden loss.
She was such a sweet friend.
Lynn believed to be driving a silver 1998 pickup truck like this one. Family reportedly telling authorities the pair's marriage was on the rocks and Diana wanted out, but Lynn had threatened her.
We've got to remember, not only is this a homicide investigation, but we've got a 10-year-old kid without a mother now.
And now, new questions surrounding the mysterious death of Lynn's first wife, Elizabeth, after she allegedly fell at their home in 2006. At the time, ruled an accident. Investigators confirming to ABC News, in the wake of Diana's murder, they are reviewing details of Elizabeth's case.
Well, now Keel faces a first-degree murder charge in Diana's death. Authorities are asking anyone who may have video footage from the area where Diana was discovered to contact the sheriff's office.
All right, Ariel, thank you. Let's get another check of the forecast and go back to Sam Champion, who's watching that deadly flooding in the Midwest. A busy Sunday, Sam.
Yeah, very busy. Hey, Whit, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good Sunday morning. Let's talk a little bit about this rain that's really just east of where some of the heaviest flooding is, but Illinois still has some rivers in flood, and we're getting a light kiss of snow and some rain here. This is not enough to really mount up, but it's on saturated frozen ground. People just don't need this extra water. Watch that low move a little bit east, and then we're going to take it into Monday morning, because by Monday morning, this is just south of Washington, D.C. area, northern Virginia into D.C. Could be a little bit of snow, a little bit of light rain mixed in. It's not accumulating, but it's enough to make the roads slippery. Just wanted you to see that for your drive in on Monday. That's the weather around the nation. Here's what you can expect this morning.
Hello and happy St. Patrick's Day. Mostly sunny skies today, light winds, so we don't have that biting wind chill out there today. Temperatures getting into the low 50s this afternoon. Now overnight, a wintry mix is possible, particularly after midnight, 31 to 38. Could see some grassy accumulations early Monday morning, but no travel problems will be possible. 49 degrees for your Monday, 50 on Tuesday. For the spring equinox on Wednesday, 56 degrees under partly cloudy skies.
For most of the nation, it's a quiet weather pattern. I can tell you it'll stay that way for a couple of days, but when we come back, I'm going to show you when and how that all changes.
But you always seem so happy when you talk about this. See, right there.
No, I'm not. I'm not happy. I just need to get the information.
Okay.
I'm happy to be here.
He's trying to get the information out quickly so it doesn't draw attention to the fact that he's not wearing green on St. Patty's Day.
Whit, you would think, wait a minute. What? I'm sorry.
No way.
I'm sorry.
Yes.